So a lot of ambitious men grow up with this idea of who they're going to become and the life they're going to live. You know, they have this feeling that they're going to have a meaningful job, be happy, confident, and can accomplish whatever they set their minds to. But as their life begins to unfold, they let experiences and situations form limiting beliefs that keep them trapped. I mean, how many times has a teacher, a friend, or even one of your parents told you that you can't do something, that it isn't possible for you? And let me guess, you were little and you didn't know any better, so you accepted their beliefs as a truth, and that kind of prevented you from taking action to get what you want, right? But they only told you that because they have the belief themselves that it isn't possible. But the funny thing is, like, anyone who's ever achieved something phenomenal was told hundreds of times that their goals, they aren't possible. I mean, take a look at David Goggins, for example. He used to be extremely obese. I think he said he was 320 pounds, and he lacked confidence, and he couldn't even run or swim, but he wanted to become a Navy SEAL. Now, in this situation, everyone except his mom told him that it wasn't possible for him, but he ignored them and he kept pushing through, and now look at him. He's one of the most ferocious athletes in the entire world. But what would have happened if he accepted that limiting belief that he wasn't good enough or that he couldn't become a Navy SEAL? Well, he'd probably still be overweight, lazy, and working at a minimum wage job. And sadly, that's what happens with most ambitious men today. They let others influence their beliefs and they cower in fear. And as they grow older, the result is that their visions of grandeur remain just that, visions. And once they get to this point in their life, it feels like they're running their life in autopilot mode, where every day just seems like a grind or a chore. I mean, how many of the things that you did yesterday really brought you true joy in life? Probably not too many. In fact, I'm actually willing to bet that you woke up and you dreaded going to work as you got ready because you always end up feeling underaccomplished, underappreciated, and undervalued when you're at your job, only for you to have this feeling in your gut that's telling you that you should be doing more in life. Then by the time you get to go home, you have to cook, clean, and do other chores that leave you feeling drained like a sewer. And before you realize it, you have to get ready for bed and recharge for the next day, which is exactly the same day as you just had. And after days, weeks, or months of this process on repeat, you might find that you aren't happy with where your life is or who you've become. And trust me, I know all about this story. You see, when I was 21 years old, I was stabbed in the arm, chest, and throat. The blade went extremely deep in my arm, punctured my lung, and went halfway through my throat. I was left on the floor to die. But instead, I woke up 7 days later from an induced coma. I was living off tubes. If you unplug those tubes, you literally unplugged my life. And while I was grateful to be alive, it really felt like I'd lost all sense of who I was. My legs forgot how to work. In fact, I couldn't even stand up. I had nerve damage in my tongue that prevented me from being able to talk, even after I wasn't living off tubes. I lost every ounce of muscle I had from years of weightlifting. My energy, it was depleted. And on top of it, my brain, it couldn't solve a simple equation like 11 times 11. It felt like my cognitive function was comparable to a 4-year-old's. But the worst part was what happened to me mentally. My confidence disappeared like a quarter in a magic show. In my head, it was plagued with negative thoughts and self-doubt. To make matters worse, I had a mental roadblock that prevented me from doing everything that would get my life back on track, no matter how badly I wanted to get there. Ultimately, I was left asking myself, am I ever going to get back to a functional state where I feel good? Am I ever going to accomplish all the goals I have for myself? Or am I destined for a life of mediocrity, where my potential rots away with my ambitions? I spent the next few weeks contemplating these questions, and ultimately, I decided I was not going to go down like this. That's when I started studying the hidden secrets of brain science and transformational psychology that fortified my mind into a weapon as powerful as a nuclear bomb. Simply put, I found techniques to rewire my body and brain into a powerhouse, where I stuck to my word effortlessly and where I just did the things that would improve my life, improve how I felt about myself. But this was just the beginning, because not only did I boost my productivity, but my happiness and confidence blew up. I felt like I was unstoppable. And it was at this point that I realized I had acquired the mind of a conqueror. And really, my life since then has just taken off. I'm running a business around my passion to help ambitious men like you become unstoppable as well. To become the person that can achieve their goals, that's happy with who they are, and the person that's proud of who they see in the mirror. And look, all this happened because I conquered the power of my mind, just like David Goggins. Because the truth is, it's only when you harness the power of your mind that you will become more happy, confident, and capable. So look, if you're an ambitious man who knows you're destined for greatness and is ready to prove it, then I invite you to join the New Era of Health Empire. We're a community of conquerors who refuse to live a mediocre life. In fact, the New Era of Health 3-step system will rewire your brain and genes so that you activate your full potential. It'll enable you to become as happy, confident, and powerful as super achievers around the globe. Think about people like David Goggins, Joe Rogan, and Mark Cuban. And not only that, it'll also grant you boundless energy, unreal mental clarity, like the guy in Limitless, so that you can absolutely own your day and your life. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then go ahead, click the link around this video and I'll see you inside.